Morning, everyone. Welcome.
Morning.
Before we open the proceedings, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for showing up, coming up today. With that being said, Thomas, will you open up the prayer?
Yeah, can't remember my name, but I'll pray for you.
Thank you.
Let us pray. Dear most gracious Heavenly Father, it's a joy to be here to serve you in this capacity. What a privilege it is, and may we not make slight of that this is an opportunity to serve you, and we thank you for that. Lord, as we are entering this season of Thanksgiving, we have so much to be thankful for. Lord, you have blessed us individually, corporately. You've blessed our families. You've blessed our communities. You've blessed our nation, Lord God, and we give you thanks for that. We thank you for your love and watch care. We pray that you'll go before us, guide us, and give us the wisdom that we need to conduct ourselves in a manner that's glorifying to you and good for those whom we serve. We thank you for all those, Lord, who are here today to participate, who care about county business. We thank you for their involvement, and Lord, we pray a blessing upon them. Lord, thank you for, again, your love. Thank you for your patience and mercy with us. We pray this in the beautiful name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. We'll call this meeting to order by saying our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Once again, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Glad you're all here. Let's start the meeting with the approval of minutes.
Move to approve as presented.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Roll call, please.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcutt,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes. Moving on, I need approval for bills.
A motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion?
I have a question on, and I'm just, I guess we're still trying to evaluate whether the cost-wise on the food at the jail. So the bills were about $10,000 for the food bill. Do you know about time frame that is? Like how much time frame that is? It was like 10 grand, I think, for bills for food.
Yes,
Is that like a month of food?
Yes.
Okay.
We keep extra on hand, especially this time of the year, if we have supply chain or issues where we can feed 3 bills a day for X number of weeks, but we keep extra on hand.
Okay. All right, because I think it's, when we were contracted, we were paying about $5,200 a week, I think, in meals.
Well, it was
So-
actually a little over 7,000. We were paying a portion of that back then.
Oh, well, that's right. Separately, they were billing y'all separately. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
But we're trying to.
as far as taxpayers, what the taxpayers are paying for was $5,200 a week. And so the $10,000 for the bill on the food,
Yeah.
so that's still less if it's
Yes,
for a whole
and
month.
we're-
Okay.
We're spending less per bill
Gotcha.
too. And I can show you that breakdown when we have
Yeah.
our personnel meeting.
I think we're going to have to get a couple of months, couple of 3 months under our belt, and then we can do a real average. Right now, it's been on so little time, it's kind of hard to determine because there was a lot of supplies they had to buy up front that's going to last for months on end. Or, salt, sugar, spices, such like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to see a breakdown and just to make sure that and it seems like so far, it seems like it is, going to be better cost-wise. So, but anyway, I was just curious about that. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
with that being said, any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcutt,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes. Next up, Treasurer's Report. Miss Amanda, will you come forward, please?
Good morning, Court.
Morning.
So the first thing that we have for you today is one budget transfer.
Make a motion to approve the budget transfer.
I have a motion and I have a second. No further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcott,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
And I do have 3 cash transfers today. We need to transfer $100,000 from the Occupational Net Profits Tax Fund to the jail fund.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. No further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcott,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
This is our quarterly transfer to the special reserve to keep the account active. We'll transfer $125 from the Occupational Net Profits Tax Fund to the special reserve fund.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. No further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcott,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
And then the last cash transfer I have for you, at the last meeting, you all approved the amended expenditure approval on the ARPA funds. That was essentially the funds that would not be used by Penny Ryle and Hopkinsville Electric for their ARPA funds to convert those to revenue loss. So my last cash transfer is to move that revenue loss to the general fund until you all decide exactly how you want to proceed forward with that. So today we need to transfer $1,611,294.28 from the ARPA fund to the general fund.
So moved.
And I'm going to allocate that out there so those funds are not used for anything. They remain in the bank account at all times.
Are we closing the ARPA fund, I guess, at this point then? Or?
No, we would still have around $980,000 in the ARPA fund.
She just didn't want that much in it.
Second. You still owe the 2 vendors money.
I was just,
Just thinking.
why just, I guess leave it or whatever, we weren't closing that.
Yeah, I don't know what your plan.
Did you get a second?
I got
Yeah.
a motion and a second.
So I got a couple of questions.
All right, go ahead.
So you said, has that already gone through, I forget their name?
Compass Group?
Compass Group.
Yes.
And we had another $1.6 million in revenue loss?
Yes.
Okay.
We sent it to, before I moved forward with anything, we sent
Yes.
that documentation to them. I said, you need to look at this, make sure that we're in accordance with that. And they did the calculation for us and had it approved by their attorneys.
Yeah, we made sure, Amanda and I had a long discussion, and before we ever made any decision, we sent it straight to Compass. Amanda sent it to Compass Group, they came back and made it where we can use that
Which
money.
enables us to spend it how we want to spend it.
Right, I just wasn't aware we had another
I wouldn't.
1.6 million, but it's federal government math, that's fine. Works to our benefit on this case. And then, so, I know we're putting it in the general fund, and I know you're saying we're gonna earmark it, but I mean, the court, in my opinion, does need to make a decision on it and move it somewhere else.
Agreed.
Because I know how money sitting in general fund gets used in my personal checking account, so it does happen here as well.
So,
I'd like to see it.
and essentially, we're just doing with this what we did the first time. We'll move it from the ARPA to the general. And then the last time you all broke it down and it went to 911 and parks. So once you all figure out exactly how you want to move the money around, you let me know, and then I'll break it out and we'll do cash transfers to move it wherever you all choose to.
Would it not be good for us to move it into special reserve and draw interest on it until we make that decision?
It's gonna draw interest in any of the accounts that we do it to. You're welcome to move it all to the special reserve. The auditors just told us that once we declare it as revenue loss, it has to go to the general fund first. So that's our first step, and that's why I'm putting it in the general, asking to put it in the general fund today. But at the next meeting, you all can move it wherever you want to.
Maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought the special reserve paid a little more interest than the general.
It does pay a little more interest than the general.
Yeah, well, after y'all make this motion, I'd want to move the 1.6 to special reserve. And it does two things. It gets it out of general, because when we just look at general money, 6 months from now, we're just thinking it's general money, general receipts, property taxes, whatever. If we put it in special reserve, it's a little easier to track. You always know you got $4-point-something million in there now, and then if you add another 1.6, it kind of.
Will you all be open to us doing that next meeting just for clean accounting purposes?
And that was our total. Amanda and I have sat down and spoke about this multiple times. We spent about 30 minutes discussing options, and all those we want to bring to you guys. But we knew we had to get it in general fund and to make a clean swipe at it. That's why we decided to wait till the first meeting in December to move it then.
Well, we don't have to wait till the first meeting of December to do it. We just tell you to move it in December. You know, I don't care if it's the first week of December or whenever, you know. Whatever works for you, bookkeeping wise. There's no reason we can't make that motion today, is it?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean,
Okay. Well, you vote on this motion, and then whatever y'all want to do.
Is there a time frame that you have to leave it in general fund? I bet there is.
she didn't really indicate that. You know, I mean, it's kind of odd if you move it to the general fund and then the exact same day you take it out of the
Yeah, I
general
wouldn't
fund
do
and
it.
move it somewhere else. So I really don't want to do that. But I mean, like, if you want to wait 2 days and move it, whatever, I mean, that's fine. But, I mean, she didn't specify that there was a time period that it had to remain there. It's just easier if the transactions are like not done the same day.
Well, I guess we'd have to look at the interest difference.
It's a difference.
Well, I know, but
It's worth doing. I wouldn't care if it was 0.25%. It's worth doing, you know.
Well, as long as it's not too soon after the immediate motion. Okay.
Money's money.
Okay.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. No further discussion? Roll call.
Davenport,
Yeah. Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Shank,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. Yes, sorry.
Judge, I'd like to make a motion that we move that same dollar amount within the next 30 days from the general to the special reserve at the discretion that makes good sense for you and the treasurer.
All right, I have a motion and a second.
You may want that on two different statements, you know.
Right.
Yeah. That I would, you know, so.
With that being said, you know, Amanda and I had spoke several times about different things, and I understand what you're saying, Thomas, and I agree with the higher percentage, but before we move this, I'd like to discuss it individually with each one of you with what we've discussed, and before we bring it back to, and actually move that money, if that's okay. If you give us 30 days, then maybe we can come back with a different option.
I mean, yeah, I don't have any problem with that. Just don't, you know, sitting in this drawer, that drawer.
No,
that
no,
drawer,
no,
just
no,
makes you
no.
more money.
No, it's,
You know, I wouldn't care if
it's,
stayed in there
it's
for-
what I'm actually thinking about is we have options of what we want, where we want to put the money. And instead of having to do multiple moves,
Okay.
you know, what we want to talk about is discuss it with you guys, especially my 911 committee is what I really want to talk to first.
Okay.
But you're not gonna spend that money.
No.
on 911.
Oh,
I'm
no,
saying,
sorry.
even if you
No,
decide, you're gonna spend it on 911, it's gonna sit somewhere until you start paying the bills.
Exactly.
Before you're doing that. So I mean, if it's still gonna sit there for 6 months.
Yeah.
whether you decide what you're gonna do with it or not.
And, you know, moving it to, special reserve, if it's a higher interest rate, I'm all for it. But before we move it, I'd like to discuss some options with my 911 committee first.
The motion was for 30 days, you know.
30 days, that gives us plenty of time to,
You know, because you only have one court meeting scheduled for December, and, you know, for some reason that got overlooked, and we're in January, and still hadn't made a
Oh,
motion
yeah,
to
yeah.
move it. That's the reason I say
absolutely.
do it.
I have a motion and a second on the floor. If no further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilco,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes,
Baker,
Yes.
And that's all I have for you this morning.
thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Yeah, I apologize for being a little about that. It's just, like I said, Amanda and I are discussing things, and it requires me actually wanting to speak with the 911 committee before I bring them back out to you guys. And thank you for understanding that. All right, next up, roadwork request, District 1.
District 1, continue maintenance. Appreciate all the work out on Kim's Court. I went and looked at it last night. Looks good. Thank you.
District 2.
Didn't know if y'all had, I honestly haven't been out by there, checked the bridge at Kirby Road about the gravel that's,
They went out there and put some warm and leveled out, but it may have to, may take a grader out there, maybe recut it.
you know, it's a rough bump. And other than that, thank you for everything.
District 3.
Pee Wee, I've added on here about the Crittenden Road ditching. I didn't see it on the work report, so I didn't know what you and I had met out there about cleaning that up. I didn't know.
Yeah, the weather got us.
Okay, I just put on here to get an update and
Also,
also.
try to get it maybe next week, maybe it'll dry down, we don't know whether it'll make a muddy mess.
And any update on Scotty's
Next week.
next week? Heard that. Thank you for all you do.
District 4.
Continue maintenance, thank you.
5.
I have nothing but thank you.
6.
Continue maintenance, thank you for everything, Pee Wee.
That's pretty good. They do a great job, and I tell them every day how much I appreciate them. With that being said, I need approval of roadwork.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. No discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilco,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes,
Baker,
Yes. Next up, elected official time. First on my list is Sheriff Stratton. You have anything for us today, sir?
I do.
All right, come on down.
First thing I have is the personnel action request for the 8th SRO. We had a gentleman applied that retired from California Highway Patrol and a couple of other smaller agencies in California. They moved to Kentucky about 3 years ago. He's living up in the edge of Warren County right now with his family, so he's a really good guy. We think he's going to work out really well.
Probably glad to be in Kentucky.
He is actually, yeah. He gets a lot of jokes. Crodle.
I bet he
Ben
does.
Crodle.
Where does he say he's from?
California.
California.
Oh, he's one of my new guys. I have so many
Only
of
judge.
them from everywhere, so I'm really glad though. That
Yeah,
shows
he's,
a good thing.
Ain't judging him.
He's really laid back.
Glad he's getting out.
He's got 2 boys. They're really active with their family, and he's got a good spirit about him, so he's going to work out really well.
What school?
Yeah.
Which?
Darrellville. He's going to go to a Darrellville.
It's so cool.
And he'll just be an SRO, so he won't work the road in the summer or nothing. He'll be straight SRO.
I just think it makes Kentucky look so good when so many people from around our nation are moving here.
No, like I said, we inspect a lot of vehicles, and a lot of people are moving to Logan County. A lot of California people. We've seen Maine, we've seen
New York?
One guy had moved from Canada. He had moved down here from Canada, which was weird, I thought.
Massachusetts, I have one from Massachusetts. I went, really? Wow.
Yeah.
You know, this is great. And Oregon, we're talking New Mexico.
Well, I asked
Arizona.
him, I was like, how'd you get here? And he said they had drove through the state on some trips, and they just really liked it, and they Googled tax, economy, stuff like that, and he said they just found a house in Warren County they liked on Zillow and came up and bought it and moved, so.
Get a lot bigger house
Yeah.
with the money.
Yeah.
They're
Good for
welcome,
'em.
as long as they don't bring nonsense.
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
Anyway.
he
These people that I've met are wonderful.
we give him
Give them all kinds of
heck.
crap.
We do. We do.
I'm sure he'll be great,
And he
man.
gets very embarrassed.
Glad to have him. Make a motion to approve the personal action request for Benjamin
Kroger.
F. Crodel. Is that right?
That's what I go with.
Okay. All right. For 15 years credit experience in the salary schedule LC-RO-1.
15 years experience is great. Did you have a comment? Did you want to see that?
Somebody had-
Second.
His certification met the standards of Kentucky's. He just has to do a 80-hour update class, and then he's already scheduled to take the school resource class as well, so.
All right, I have a motion and a second. If no further discussion, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcutt,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Joking aside, Tom, we're glad to have him.
He's used to it by now. So we are working on getting moved to the search and rescue building, and I've been working with Pee Wee. We got some quotes to put in a automatic gate at the road barn. Be a lot easier for everybody and them as well, so I've got 3 quotes. One is the gate company. That is the one that put the gates in at the airport. They are going to utilize the existing gate system that's out there and just make it a swinging gate system, but it'll have the keypad and the loops for easy access and entry. I think during the day, Pee Wee and them can put a code in, it opens the gate up, it stays open during business hours, and then it locks when they close. And then if we're out there after hours, then we can go in and out, and it stays shut and locked each time.
They make those with solar now. Is this electric?
It's electric. There's a pole and actually a place off the building right there,
So
so
it's easy
it
access.
won't be much to just run a line.
Good for them.
Have battery backup.
This one is Macintosh
Yeah,
Welding.
especially with
The
that.
second one was Overhead Door.
You gotta add these two together, right?
Yes, yeah.
SOS emergency entry. Is that like that?
I think that's the power goes out. You can get in, like a battery backup.
I think it's
Unlock, you know how you pull the lever?
Yeah, and it has a manual access too, yeah.
Put in a code and it unlocks.
Rescue man.
Pee Wee's worked with them a lot. We like the one at the airport, that group, the first one. Macintosh is local. I think Pee Wee said they were just getting it from another group and they were going to install it. Yeah, they were, I think, $700 roughish cheapest.
From the airport.
But it's apples to apples.
Yes, yeah, we made sure they all are the same.
It's apples to apples.
Oh, I see. It's almost the same.
I talked to that guy
knew
in
that's
Gallatin.
more.
He's coming down.
Okay, yeah,
He's a really nice man.
yeah, yeah.
He's a really nice man.
No, it isn't.
The one on Macintosh had sales tax, but you can see where that, you can just deduct that.
Larger than the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
While they're looking at all those, you're gonna wanna run, when you run the electricity, run a Cost you $100. Run you a conduit with Cat5 cable in it. So you can open it with your phone. You're
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
surprised many times somebody calls and is like,
Can't
I
get
can't get
in.
the keys
Okay,
work or my code don't work. And
we'll do that.
I can pull mine up on my phone
And-
and just,
As long as
and that LiftMaster, it's a list.
it'll have that capability.
That's right. And just
Okay.
double check, because even if it doesn't, it's like a $10 option.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I will do that.
It just has to
You
happen.
can get your key fobs too.
But yeah, you'll.
But like if I'm,
definitely
like,
have a separate conduit.
that, like you said, if I'm at home and somebody's at the gate wanting to get in, I can just click it up.
Yeah, you just pull your
No, we'll
app
get
up
that.
and
We'll get
you
that.
open the gate.
Me and Pee Wee can get that and,
That's right. You and Pee Wee both could have that.
yeah.
I mean, you can give it to as many people as you want, but I'd limit that.
Yeah, no, I think we've had some ideas on that. It kind of keeps track. We're doing night shooting. We've never had qualification at low light level, so we're actually gonna do that this December. So we're gonna shoot in a little bit colder element and at low light, so that way it's just easier to get in and out, but it also tracks who's going in and out a little bit more.
Yeah,
So,
that was gonna be my other.
So
question,
just,
knowing,
you know-
I mean, we've got the cameras out there, but it would also be nice to know.
Yeah, no, it's just a little added layer that we felt like was good and.
I'm not sure. I didn't hear that part.
Yes, sir. None of those are used, and they're gonna.
No, they're all new.
These are
Yeah,
all
they're just
set
using our existing gate system that's there, and they're gonna put
up. Okay.
it together.
Well, whichever one you do, I mean, I would allow maybe a few $100s more to allow them for the conduit, and if for some reason this one doesn't have the capability of the remote
the internet.
access. Again, it's a 20,
No, I didn't even know that,
$25
yeah.
option,
No,
you
that's
know?
a very good
So
option.
for $200, it'll keep somebody
Yeah.
from getting up out of bed
To
and
go
going down
unlock
there
it,
to open
yeah.
the gate.
No, that would be a
2
great
o'clock in the
feature to
I don't know
have.
where the conduit would have to be ran from. and
It's
to
not very far. There's a,
For internet.
yeah, oh,
Run from the building right there.
it's right at the corner of the gate.
They've got internet in that building.
No, we do not have internet in the building that he's talking about for the electric.
Oh.
But, Scott, you care to give us an update on anything? I mean, we've got some options as far as getting internet over to that spot.
I don't care what it took, unless it was $10,000. I'd have that option. If we're talking about hundreds of dollars,
Yeah.
I would have that option. I use mine all the time.
I mean, we could simply shoot a signal from the office, road barn office over to, either the building or to the gate controller itself. Ubiquity actually has a gate controller access that we can control,
By Wi-Fi or by cable?
both.
Well, there's a pole there, so I mean, you might be able to just run down that pole. I don't think it's is that electric? That's electric pole, right?
So if you're talking about getting internet access out to the gate, then
At least they don't
So,
want,
but the building that we're talking about, that's the building where inside, will there be people in there using it now that will need internet probably? No? Okay, I don't know.
Not that building, it's the
No,
storage
it's
building
that
where they
storage
park the
building
trucks.
faces back to the road.
Just a point-to-point ubiquity,
in this situation, you got
No big
two
deal.
of
We
them that
could-
are
we could easily get
that's
that
less than
Yeah.
$3.
Yeah, and we'll need internet in the garage for his scan tool, but I think,
I've got.
Well, they're significant
all
enough.
set to go, I've just got to get everything.
yeah.
I didn't know how clean they had it in there, how close they were.
They've almost got the floors done, with the epoxy, and, the lifts are in and wired, and we're waiting on some other little stuff. But now you can go anytime you want to right now.
Get you.
And then unless they've got a small section to finish on the floor, but,
Basically, I've got wireless from road bar to
yeah, okay.
to the shop, and then inside will be full access to internet.
All right.
Hey, we're waiting.
You guys have seen the options as presented?
I'll make a motion to accept Macintosh Weldon's bid, but not to exceed $8,000 with the added internet cables and
Conduit, yeah.
I second, that's good.
I have a motion and I have a second. Any further discussion? Not, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcott,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
All right, that's all I had. That was easy.
Thank you.
Next up is our clerk, Stacy Watkins.
We can go to somebody else, right?
She's gathering what looks to be an issue of War and Peace in separate pieces. Paper.
War and Pieces. I don't think she heard you, that's funny.
No.
Okay, so I thought she had brought it up, and she thought I had brought it up, so it wasn't in the bill basket, but our poll workers would love to be paid. So I'll have that ready for y'all, if you don't mind to get that for me. I've got a total, it is $23,494, that's paying all the schools, all the custodians, and all of the poll workers.
23.
$494.
I could have swore that was on 2 court meetings ago, was it not?
No, we didn't have time, which we had more this time, and then we had that audit right after it, and then we had the holiday, and then we met on Tuesday. So we had the election day, and then literally 2 days to get ready for the audit, and we were working with that, and then it was court. I mean, we turned around and it was court, so we hadn't had a chance to pay them yet.
2 days after the election was your audit?
We had to have our election audit,
Who scheduled that for you?
the state.
I was gonna say, yes.
Every
You were
year.
not high on the
It
totem
will
pole
be
for
that way, I reckon, from now on. I guess we'll do a handout audit every election from now,
Oh.
which I'm fine with, but I would like for them to move it, because we have all those we have so much due, and I don't know why they thought we had time for that too.
Oh, my goodness.
But, yeah,
It's because they know your department is full of super people.
thank you,
That's what it is.
thank you.
Do we do this separately, or we amend the bill list to include this, or how you want us to do it?
You can just approve that and any necessary transfers, budget or cash. I don't think we'll need either one, but just in case. And then, like I said, that's gonna be paying the extension office for using it. That's not just employees, it's also, I believe, that's included in it too. The locations is also in that, yeah. I have another copy if anybody else needs to look at it.
I'll look on it, Jason.
Okay.
Takes a lot of people, though.
It does. And it took more, and I know that I went over a little bit, but I think I've got it somewhere else that we can transfer it, like she said, if we have to, from my budget elsewhere.
Well, I know it was a stressful time, but I know you guys did a great job at it, so.
I would not have wanted to had it with less poll workers, for sure. We needed them. We needed them.
We got one.
I would love to have one back.
I make a motion to approve that
Okay.
expenditure
And any necessary transfers.
and any necessary transfers. Thank you, that's it, right?
Second.
Oh,
We have
man.
a motion and a second to approve
Okay.
this and any necessary transfers, budget transfers for this.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion?
You guys gotta help.
If not, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcott,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
I also want to mention that we will see the handout audit expenses reimbursed. Her and I are gonna do a Zoom training on that, because it's the first time they're ever doing it. So we'll figure out how we gotta fill the paperwork out. We'll get that together with you guys, with Amanda and you, and we'll get everything on that reimbursed.
Great.
So,
That's, I like that word.
awesome, awesome, thank you. I believe that's all I have for you all today.
Thanks,
Thank
Stacy.
you,
Thank
guys.
you, Stacy. Next up, jailer, Joshua King. You have any more? Oh, okay, well, that's good. Ben Kemplin, I believe you actually have something for us today besides accounts.
No one thing.
Yeah, we do.
those down. I am coming today to request that we create a new half-time, part-time deputy coroner, just so that we've got the ability to do our job better. I like to send 2 people on home calls, and also car accidents for that, for the matter of that. But just so that we've got the coverage that we need, because even with 3 people, all 3 of us have other jobs, and sometimes it's hard to have the coverage we need, especially when you get a call, in the middle of the day, and all 3 of us are at work, and trying to find someone who's free to get off. It's hard to find one sometimes, and to have 2, and it's important to have that second person when you go to a house call, because we really don't know what we're walking into. We don't know what position that body's in. We don't know where that body's at within the home. They may be upstairs, they may be downstairs, they may weigh 300 pounds, they may weigh 90 pounds. We don't know what we're walking into, and just having that extra person is a big help. And we've got first responders there who are always willing to help, but they didn't sign up for that job. That's not something that they signed on to do, and I don't like having to ask them for their help, and many times we do have to get their help. So this would give me the ability to easily, hopefully, have at least 2 people available when we go on home calls. So I do have the money in my budget. I have plenty of money there. I won't say on speaker for the whole world to know, but you can look at my letter there, and it'll tell you what my unencumbered budget is. I am proposing this as a part-time position, so it would be salary. I'm proposing of $5,000, which would be $416.66 a month. So it is minimal, especially for the work that they may be having to do. So I just request that you'd create this. Hope that you will. I know you've got to have a second reading of it, so I think that's all I've got to do for you today. Do you have any questions?
No, I think it's a really needed job.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with it being, another thing to think about is liability for, one person being there versus 2 people. And we've had issues in the past where there's just one person that, so
Yeah.
I think it's good to have 2 people. I know you can't probably always do that, but even with a part-time person.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be times we still won't be able to have 2, because people work, and when you've got other jobs, other responsibilities, and you're not always available. So even this won't ensure that I've got 2 every time, but it will make it a little easier to have that.
If you're not asking for more money, it makes it pretty easy.
Nope.
So.
No more money.
Joe, I've asked this before. I know I should already know, but I don't know. We can't use,
Wouldn't just be an additional, we would be adding,
because I know we have a
We
first
would just-
reading out right now for the
we would
For
just
the
be
animal shelter.
changing
We're changing the number.
the number of people.
So we need to do a whole new one, or can we do it with the animal shelter one?
I think the animal shelter was pretty specific.
Was
on
it?
the first reading. So let's just do it as a first reading today to change that number, and then
I'm just trying to say, we don't have to, but yeah, if you want to do it separately, we can.
It's just important that we get it done by the next court, because I believe that'll be, when's the next one? Be January?
December.
You've got another one, then we're good. The training for new deputies for coroner is the last week of January. So I've already got one going to that training, and so it'd be nice to be able to have both of them go to the same training, so I can have one hotel cost.
We'll
Save a little
have time to
money.
get it advertised
Before the end of January?
till the first meeting in January will be the first time we could have the second reading for this.
It'll be approved
by the middle of January.
the first meeting in January.
That's all I need, just so as long as it's approved.
As long
I
as
can
you're
get
good
them.
by the first
As long as
meeting in
you know.
January, then we
As
should.
long as I got it by then, because the training's not till the last week of January, so,
Yeah.
It'll be January 9th.
okay, that's good. That works for me. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you all.
Make a
Thank you,
motion.
Ben.
I'll make a motion to approve first reading on creating a new part-time position for a deputy coroner and also amending the salary schedule. It's the last page with the salaries, the yearly salaries, and adding the part-time position of being $5,000 a year.
I second that.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Motion and second. With no discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcutt,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes. All right, moving on to department heads. Ginger Lawrence.
I don't have anything on the agenda.
Okay, well, that was fast enough. Archives, Denise, do you have anything for us? we welcome it. Pee Wee, Road Supervisor, you have anything for us, sir? All right, that leaves, last but not least, Nathan Cocker, our solid waste. Come preach to us, talk to us.
There you go. Get ready. Really what I had today, the main thing I had was, as I discussed with Judge Baker, was the committee report on the garbage collection. And I wanted to go ahead and share that with you all so that you all were aware of that. And I know we have some representatives here from the companies as well, just to get that out in the open with everybody. So you all had some of this, you had a copy of this in your folders, as well as the sheet that tabulated all the bids that Thomas and Tyler had worked on, and Scott, appreciate all their help with that, and that should be on your tablets also. And the committee met the day of fiscal court, November 12th, and all the members were there. And I also, in addition, I've spoken to contacts at all the cities, Russell, Auburn, Adairville, and Lewisburg, and everyone is good with what the committee said also. So I want to put that in there. I did want to say this. I believe any of the three companies that submitted bids would make a good partner in this service. I believe that they have worked hard on this, and Dave Jolly, who's here today, he's been working, I guess now for probably years, asking questions on this, and I know with Pete and Blue Moon as well, I believe they would be good partners, and we may see their temporary roll-off dumpsters around, because this bid does not include the larger roll-off dumpsters, so that we may still see them around in Logan County. But as far as the bids, in most categories, Scott Waste had the cheaper bid. And there have been some concerns with Scott Waste over the years, but really the largest concern was that missing the week of garbage service due to recycling. And in their third bid option, with garbage service in addition to recycling, they were able to offer that at no additional monthly charge over our current system. In fact, a slight savings in the unincorporated areas. So we wanted to look at that a little harder, and then there will be a concern that comes with that that we'll talk about. The questions came up at the meeting, and there will only be one. If this bid is what's gone with, there will only be one recycling truck running per month, and so instead of the third week, there could be other weeks that recycling is picked up. It would be, if you don't track with me, please ask. But in this bid, it would be the same day as garbage service for a resident, but it would be possibly not the third week, maybe the second week or the fourth week would be your recycling week. We would just have to educate the public on this if you all choose this bid. There were the following other items made the Scott Waste bid stand out to the committee. The experience of their drivers. My understanding is, Sam is here, Ben Troop gets a small bonus every time he's bragged on, and he does help sell this bid. Mr. Troop, a lot of people really like his service, so there you go for Mr. Troop. A lot of people compliment him. I put some other things in there. In this bid, there is a possibility of additional single stream recycling at a drop-off point, and so the details of that will still have to be worked out, but the county and Scott Waste would work on a particular site in the county where it could be for a day, I guess, that folks could bring single stream recycling for free. And we would get back on the details, but that is a possibility. It clarified the bulk items charges. So if a customer called and had a large item and needed to be dealt with, it was a little bit unclear in the previous contract where that would go, and there is something in that bid also. And something very dear to me, county churches would also get a free dumpster. Any county church would get a free 2 or 4 yard dumpster for regular pickup. So the committee unanimously approved the Scott Waste proposal and their third bid option. Again, the other bids had some good things, good stuff going on there, but this was what the committee said. And the committee was thanked for their work. I want to thank them for their work and their help in this process. So I just wanted to present that out if y'all had any questions.
Nathan, what's the length of the contract?
So the contract would be as it is now. It's set up for 5 years, and per the state, it could be approved up to 20 years if that would be, it would just have to come back every 5 years for renewal. Yeah.
An annual,
up to 20 years.
The annual increase, is there based on an index?
Yes, we set an index for them, and that'll all come up again in some of the negotiations working on that, but yeah, there's an index.
So, I mean, I'll just say, you know, I appreciate all of the interest. I mean, I think it shows that this was a prime time, or a very good time to put this out for bid, with all the interest that we received. And just, you know, the other companies that put in the bid, I mean, they're in this business, and the price that they gave us was the market price. You know, they go by where they're at in other areas. And, you know, the cheapest trash-only pickup, the cheapest bid outside of Scott Waste was $26 a month, just for trash pickup. And we will be getting trash pickup every week, plus recycling once a month for $21.50 a month in the county. Because we're speaking for the county. And I think that is a very big win for the county, a very big win for the people. You know, any complaint I've ever gotten is usually about not having the extra week to pick up. That's been the complaint.
Yeah, that's fine.
And like I said, I appreciate everyone that put in a bid, and I also appreciate Scott Waste sharpening their pencil and hopefully continuing to do the service for the county. And it's a great response to the bids, and I'm very pleased with it.
I don't know if anybody in the county's not gonna be happy to have a lower garbage collection price, so.
You had an email yesterday, Ms. Ann. Did this answer your questions
Yes.
on that? Okay.
Thank you very much. I was trying to respond to that. We were moving cattle, and I was behind on my email, so sorry I was late getting back to it.
It's okay. We want to make sure your questions were answered.
You did. Thank you.
And one comment I got there, which really want to direct to Scott Waste and you, and Court needs to hear this, as we manage that, you know, this recycle pickup has to be managed where few knotheads are not using it for trash. If we have customers who are using their recycle can for trash, it A, does not need to be picked up, and B, arrangements need to be made to pick their recycling can up. They're punishing everybody else. If you don't want to recycle, no harm, no foul. This is not a 5-time 96-gallon trash pickup. This is a 4 96-gallon trash pickup and 1 recycling. You know, contamination is what kills it for people who do desire to recycle. And that has to be done by Nathan, has to be managed, and oversight has to be done by Nathan and Scott Waste. And we're not punishing people by picking up their can, but they can't punish the people who do want to recycle. We got to be very clear that this is a 4-time trash pickup. Okay, it's what you're paying for. If you choose to recycle, it's there for you at no extra cost. If you don't, call, have us pick the trash can up or the recycle can up. And it's very important, if y'all notice trash in the recycle, do not pick it up. Don't pick it up. Okay.
I will definitely be continuing that education process and working on that part.
Well, I think this extra one's going to increase the awareness, and it's going to make it a lot easier because, you know, as we said, that was the big thing that was on, is everybody hated losing that extra trash. This resolves that issue. As Tyler, I'm going to just say the same thing. I'm appreciative of everyone that bid it. Nathan, I appreciate you for leading this the way you have.
Thank you.
I think what we're doing is going to be a benefit to the county, and I don't know anyone that wouldn't be happy with it or shouldn't be. How about that?
Thank all y'all.
Thank you.
Green River, thank y'all very much.
The problem Tom spoke of probably will just be an initial problem, because once the word gets out, they're not going to pick it up if you put trash in there. That word gets out. And unfortunately, you know, it's going to be a pain in the neck for you all at first if there's somebody putting trash in the recycle bins. But once you say, give me your can, you're not doing it right, those people will either say fine or they'll do it right. Mm-hmm. So, sorry about the problem that it'll cause at first. But I do think what Thomas said is true. You'll have people that will still do it occasionally, and that is where it needs to be nipped in the bud. And then those people have their choice, either recycle or don't.
There really isn't any excuse.
No,
So-
none.
And you still have the option to have the extra can for $6 a month, I think is what it is, right? So, I mean, so if one trash can per week is not enough for you, $6 more a month, get a second trash can.
Yep.
Don't put it in the recycle, because they're gonna pick it up.
7 for the
Oh, this
county.
is,
Huh?
$7.
Oh, is it $7?
For the
Okay.
county. For the county,
Okay,
$7.
okay. Either way, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Get you 3 more cans, if that's what you want.
That's right.
You know, I mean,
Anything else? Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
is it $5? Jason said it's only $5.
All right, moving on to judges' announcements. The time everyone waits for and can't live without. Denise, once again, thank you for always providing these to me. Let's start with November the 30th. The Auburn Annual Small Business Saturday is this Saturday, November the 30th. Also, the Thanksgiving Tractor Pool, the Logan County Antique Engine and Tractor Club Turkey Tracks Thanksgiving Tractor Pool, brought to you by the Logan County Cattlemen's Association. We held at the Ag Extension office, starting at 1 p.m. This is a free event, so please reach out and attend. There will be no December clerk hours through the month of December.
Just for Saturday. We'll be there.
Just Saturday. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sorry. Saturday. No Saturday pickups. No Saturday pickups. My fault. Yes, please bring your vehicle. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I realize after what I said. Yes, my apologies. Moving on, December the 1st will be the Shaco Christmas Parade. It will start at 2 p.m. December the 1st, and it will be followed by a auction and dinner at the community center at 4. Also, December the 1st, while you're out there, you might as well just go ahead and visit the Red River Meeting House at 4 p.m. For their candlelight service. Moving on to December the 6th is the Cocoa Crawl. The Logan County Chamber of Commerce will host a Cocoa Crawl, say that 3 times fast, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enjoy hot cocoa at local businesses in downtown Russellville. Also on the 6th, starting at 6 p.m. is the first ever Russellville Christmas Parade. Come out and enjoy that. I think that's going to be pretty exciting, pretty good. The same day, Auburn Christmas tree lighting will be at 7 p.m. Gather as Auburn lights the Christmas tree at 103 East Main. December the 6th and the 7th, the Dareville Christmas Open House. And the live nativity scene will be December the 6th and 7th from 5 to 8 at McKinney Park in Lewisburg. Also, I'm assuming this is the 6th and 6th and 7th will be the Winter Slam 24 Demolition Derby at the Ag Extension office starting at 6 p.m. Tickets are $25 for the day or $40 for the weekend. Almost 200 cars have currently registered. Wow. December the 7th, Auburn Christmas Open House begins at 9 a.m. downtown. Pictures with Santa and the Grinch be hosted by Spay and Aid of Kentucky at the Caldwell House from 9 to 11. Reach out to them for more information. Cows testing. The monthly cow test will be countywide. Will be taking place noon on December the 7th, weather permitting. December the 8th is our last one, and that is the Auburn Christmas Parade, starting at 2 p.m. $200 for the best decorated float. I think that's all of them. With that being said, moving on to reports, I think we have one report from County Attorney Joe.
Real quick before I get to that, did you all intend to accept a bid on the trash pickup or just discuss that?
I don't know.
I think we're doing that in December.
That would be December, the December 10th meeting.
Medical marijuana is the issue I just wanted to touch with you all on. I was waiting until after the CAECO conference. There would be 2 issues. to talk about. One would be updating our employee handbook. Just from speaking with some of you all, I presumed we wanted to go with a zero tolerance on that for as much as possible. If that is not the case, let me know, but I would be preparing that for you all to vote on at the December meeting. Based upon some fluidity of the federal status of marijuana, it is advised that we just do that in an executive order, because that would be one vote, not having to amend by ordinance, for the fact we might have to start all over again with a new process in April, depending on if the class changes. It's currently a Schedule 1 under the federal guidelines. It's up to be amended to a Schedule 3, and if that happens, we would have less ability to restrict that. So presuming that that is what the court wants, I will have a draft of that for you all at the December meeting. The other one would relate to regulation of medical marijuana. If we were to get grows or dispensaries here, in speaking with people at the CAECO conference, I'm not sure it will be necessary for us to do that at this time. For one, the fee is supposed to be closely associated with whatever our efforts are to regulate it. That feels like something that we're going to have a hard time, at least on the front end, having somebody qualified to do, and what those regulations would be. Additionally, the state will be regulating that pretty closely for us, and then if we were to find ourselves in a situation where we have a great deal of this operation, we could always pass it at a later date, and there would be no problem with that. So I guess I'm trying to see, I don't know what we would be collecting a fee for immediately starting January 1 if we were to do that, because that would require us to basically create something like an ABC officer to go and regulate those, and that person would need to be competent to do that, and just not really trying not to give you all another expense, because my guess is we wouldn't get our money back for whatever that fee is. So that is my that's my guidance on medical marijuana and the impact starting in 2025.
Okay.
Joe, is it correct that there was going to be 4 dispensaries per region?
I thought it was 2. Is it 4 now?
Well, I think
Dispensaries?
I saw yesterday.
4. It was 4, yeah.
I think they announced those yesterday.
Did they?
3
I
of them
haven't-
went to
I haven't
Warren
seen
County,
that.
and 1 went to Franklin, so I guess
So-
we'll be having one here in
We're out of
Well, and
that
in
one.
that regard, if we were to have gotten one, it most likely would have been in the city limits of Auburn or the city limits of Russellville, and they would be the ones regulating it, not us, so. And for, the city of Russellville, they do have an active ABC officer, so they would have somebody that if they needed to, they might be able to get up to speed and educate on that. But I don't know what our regulation what that fee would be tied to, other than, if we were just wanting to collect money, and that's not what we're supposed to do with this.
Did you say the other one was at Franklin? Okay. Yay.
All right. I don't think we have any other committee reports. With that being said, let's move on to citizen participation. If we have anyone that wants to speak, now's your time. All right, of the hundreds of thousands in attendance, I guess no one wants to, so let's move on to old business. Discuss generator maintenance quotes for Logan County ECC. Hi, Ginger.
Hey, how are y'all?
I have 2 quotes for the generator maintenance. This time we decided to go with a quarterly check on it because some of the generators have gotten quite a bit of age on them. I received a quote from Evapar, who is our current, and Paul's Electrical Service, which is local.
We've got those.
Y'all got them? Oh, okay. Well, I'll just keep mine to myself then.
It's like Paul's is cheaper.
Yes, and he's local.
We know that's the one you want to go with, so.
He's been really good to help me out, even though he wasn't
Exactly.
I mean, there's been a couple nights where me and him and Derek were at Lewisburg till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get stuff running.
Well, that's the kind of person you want.
Yes.
And that makes it a whole lot easier to accept that bid, being as though he didn't have to do it, but
He didn't have
chose
to, and
do it.
the last power outage we had down here, he got this one going.
Memorial Day, he got that one going up really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I make a motion to award the generator maintenance quotes to Paul's Electric Service for the amount of $29.50 on an annual basis.
Yes.
I second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. No further discussion? Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcott,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Wow, that was really easy. Thank y'all.
You've been nervous all week about that. Moving on to new business. Item number 1, approve the surety bond rider for Silicon Ranch to change the name listed from S.R. Russellville LLC to Russellville Solar LLC. As far as I'm thinking, representative from Silicon Ranch, I assume.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Thanks for having me. This is really just a kind of administrative clarification for the decommissioning bond. SR Russellville LLC was originally set up to be the project entity kind of under our normal corporate structure. It ended up, because this was an acquisition, some of the other permits and stuff were under the Russellville Solar LLC entity, and so we were just correcting the decommissioning bond to make sure that the right entity is covered with that. And it's actually, I noticed there's a second correction in the mail coming to y'all where the comma is removed. So it's Russellville Solar LLC with no comma is what it's supposed to be. So that is supposed to be.
The second one because of the comma.
Yes.
We've become so.
I'm Rob Riley.
Rob Riley. RR. Okay.
Just wanted to make sure y'all didn't have any questions on that.
Nothing will change other than the name.
That's right.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
We've already got one second.
Time's up.
I'm a slow reader. So, the bond is currently in SR Russellville LLC.
Yes, sir.
And you're just switching the bond company name to Russellville Solar LLC. The bonding company already has this information, right?
That's right.
This is a California corporation. I'm assuming they're licensed to sell bonds in Kentucky.
I have to imagine so.
The venue of arbitration would be where, Joe? Do you know? I know it's in our zoning, or not our zoning, but our ordinance. But I guess now's the time to make sure that that is the same with the bond. Doesn't really say on this one. It's only 2 page of probably a 100-page document. Let's see, such bonds taking track of the back. I mean, I have no problem with the name change. I'm just making sure we have all the paperwork right.
Sure.
You know, care less what, and I want to make sure it's in the right name, obviously.
I guess one other question, the amount of the bond remains unchanged.
Remains the same, exactly.
It wasn't listed, so I just wanted to make sure of that. While he's looking that up, do you have any, I guess, update on the project as far as completion and when, I guess, traffic is estimate to be, I guess, done, I guess, because I know we've been putting off on those discussions about road work estimates and whatnot until basically the heavy work was done, so.
Yep. They're getting pretty close. They're capping the internal roads right now, getting kind of the last of the vegetative buffer installed. And most of the activity on site's kind of testing work right now anyways. So.
The parking lots and staging area, that's all gonna be sewed down, is that the plan for that area?
The one right there at the corner of AP Miller and Watermelon Road, they've already started pulling the gravel up and putting grass seed down.
Arbitration,
Right.
you know, it has to be a bond.
Like I said, it had to be a bond. I don't know if it's associated, they would have been.
Okay.
They're going in with a plank.
Yeah, that's all I
Along
had
Watermelon
to
Road.
do today.
That was something that we talked about with one of the landowners in conjunction with the variance.
We want to be sure that her easement is not,
Yeah.
you know.
So with that being said.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like, no fence on the water.
I'll make a motion to, accept the surety bond.
We've already got it.
All right.
We got a
Motion
motion.
and second.
Well, wait a minute.
You
asked for 1 second.
Yeah.
Are y'all over chit-chatting? We're trying to move on.
Okay, we'll look into the arbitration and see where it's at. But I don't know if we can do anything about that today anyway. So with that being said, I have a motion and a second. If there's any further questions about changing this name, present them. If not, roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcutt,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Next up, item number 2, approve the appointment of Kelly Lewis and David Guffey to the Logan County Public Library Board of Trustees for a 4-year term beginning January 1, 2024, and to expire December 31, 2028.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcutt,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. Item number 3, approve the reappointment of Chris Wilcutt, Catherine Gillen, Dr. Ellie Gripsover, Sarah Montgomery, and Darla Barra to the Logan County Health Board for a 2-year term beginning January 1, 2025 and expire December 31, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. No further discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcutt,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Jason wanted to vote them on individually. I think he had a problem with one of them, so.
You're gonna vote no, huh?
I know we're not going to be naming names of which one he had problems with, so it's okay. Item number 4, discuss the Logan County Extension District Board nominees. One is to replace, was to take the spot for Lonnie Epley. The other is for Donna Baker. You have them with you. They're both being they're on the list, so, as nominees.
Do you have any issues?
Are one going off or 2 going off?
They're both terms are expiring. Lonnie's and Donna's terms are expiring, but they have, they're back on the list to just renew.
Are these your nomination? I mean, do you typically make the nomination? And
I will make those 2 nominations.
I'll make a motion to approve the, let's see, what we, fill the vacancy of the 2 to be on the extension board, Lonnie Epley and Donna Baker to fill those spots.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. They both do great work on that board, so it doesn't hurt my feelings to put them back on there. And I have a motion and a second. No discussion. Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcutt,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes. Next up, item number 5, approve the spay and neuter grant agreement with the Commonwealth of Kentucky Department of Agriculture for the amount of $1,146.
So moved.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
No further discussion? Roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcott,
Yes.
sorry, can you, Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes. Number 6, acknowledge the receipt of the recommended order for the notice of intent to lease for the construction of the speculative building on Sheldon Lane. DLG just sent a notice to us saying that, basically giving us their blessing, and we're just acknowledging their blessing.
Motion to acknowledge. Second.
Have a motion and a second. No further discussion? Roll call?
Davenport,
Yes.
Goodwin,
Yes.
Wilcott,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Baker.
Yes. Next up is executive session. I don't think we have any reason to go into executive session. So we're going to move on to post-agenda. Does anyone have anything for post-agenda today?
No, right?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
still
I was gonna say, that's kind of,
collecting your all's email and get with Pee
Okay.
Wee on how to put the language in that, and then I specifically didn't address the penalty phase, so I'm
Okay.
gonna figure out what's best.
that's fine, that's fine.
If nothing else for post-agenda, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second. Now I've got a motion and a second.